Have you heard from Lush at all? It looks like he's relapsed.
Yeah, I heard about that. I haven't heard from him. A lot of people keep kind of hitting me up asking if I want to have him on the podcast, and I'm kind of considering it. But yeah, the relapse thing was kind of sad just because I had so many conversations with him on camera about him basically moving, or like on camera, him talking about how important it was for him to not relapse and how he couldn't really handle smoking weed or he couldn't handle drinking from time to time or taking Xans or whatever he's copped to so far. So yeah, that's a little.
So you would be open
sad.
to maybe having him on just to.
I'm definitely not angry at him in the way that I was at one point, but am I dying to rejuvenate his career by having a conversation with him? Because as soon as I started to think about it, I pictured him going home and immediately doing a 5-hour live stream talking about what we just talked about on the podcast.
What's going to happen?
And then throughout the next week, going on 10 other podcasts to talk about the fact that he just did a podcast with me. And I don't necessarily know that I want to be the one putting the battery in his back in that regard, but it would be.
It might help him heal, though. It might help him heal. I feel like that's like an open wound of his life because this is the biggest shit that's ever come up for him.
Yeah.
And he kind of fumbled it. He kind of fucked it up.
I think that there was probably a time period where if Lush had died, I would have just never said anything publicly.
Yeah. And
now I think that if Lush died, I would probably like tweet RIP Lush. So that's growth.
That is growth.
That's a big step, right? So who knows where we might be in 6 months from now. Maybe I could actually talk to him. I don't know.
Would you ever, I don't know about T-Rail, but would you ever entertain bringing AD back on the podcast one day? Because it feels like that's the one in relationship that was, I guess, as less disrespectful in terms of the commentary back and forth. AD kind of.
Yeah, that would probably be plausible. I wouldn't be super shocked by that happening. I think that they're still kind of like ganged up over there and they just don't. I think that probably if AD did that, everybody else would be looking at him like he was bugging. And I think it's basically like both of us trying to prove that, not just both of us like me and AD, but really everybody's kind of trying to prove that they don't need each other, right? So I don't feel like I'm not really in the position where I want to like boost their shit up by
I'm not talking
doing
about
that.
soon. I'm talking about maybe shit a year from now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like honestly, probably someday we'll just like see each other and end up in a conversation or somebody. There's already like people in between us who've kind of mentioned it of like, oh, I could get you guys on the phone or whatever. And I don't think either of us are super eager to do it. But I also
has Wack tried?
No.
Okay.
Not so much. Maybe to him. He hasn't really mentioned it to me.
Yeah, I feel like Wax would be the guy who would just be like, I feel like he would do it on camera though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to call AD right now.
If he didn't do it on camera, he would go on Clubhouse and literally just tell everybody every single thing that we talked about for sure. But
yo, is Clubhouse still Clubhousing?
I feel like it's Wax House now. It's just Wack and like 10 other people. I don't know. He talks about it like it's fucking huge, but I've realistically like almost never been on there.
I think
Is that a pound of mushrooms?
Yeah.
I just had to ask. I couldn't tell if it was like pieces of cardboard or
no.
Okay.
It's obviously mushrooms you put on pizza, not anything of the illegal sorts.
Okay, right.
Yeah, pizza mushrooms for
Got
sure.
it.
Yeah. I fucking forgot that's sitting there.
It's a lot of yeah.
I mean, it's not that much.
That would be a weird day right there.
Eating all of that?
If I
That'd be a weird fucking year.
eat a handful of that, I'll be on the moon.
Are you doing shrooms at all?
I've done them throughout my life. I haven't done them since they became like normalized.
The thing? Like you haven't microdosed or nothing?
I think the last time I did a serious amount of mushrooms was like 2015.
Oh,
And
shit. So it's been a while. So that was, yeah.
Since then, like there's been a couple times where I took a little candy or whatever. Like me and Sada Baby famously had a little funny shroom pod one time, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a little freaky to me. I just don't really get.
When you did them in
super into
2015, like were you partying or were you by yourself or?
the time I remember, like, damn, we were in the Bay and we just, like, there's a bunch of BMX homies and we were just hanging out in this fucking apartment and just smoking like infinite weed and just taking mushrooms and freaking the fuck out and then just going out riding the whole next day. And that was kind of my whole life back then.
Just shrooming and riding bikes. I don't know if you should combine those two. People take shrooms as pre-workouts now.
That is
They'll do
insane.
a microdose and then they'll go work out.
To me, I get sort of self-conscious and fidgety.
Have you heard of
and
this shit, bro? This shit at the gas station?
What's it called?
It's called Feel Free. By the way, this shit's supposed to be like really, it's like supposed to be like fucking opiates. But
Plant-based herbal supplement.
bro, they talked about this on Joe Rogan.
Really?
I bought a bottle because I was going to try it, but then I read about it, and it's supposed to be like addictive, like opiate. But it's supposed to be like fucking meth in a bottle. but it has like if you take it too much, you
opiates and meth are very different.
I understand that,
Okay.
but it's supposed to have you super focused. But the addictive part of it, like you have withdrawals and shit. Like Jesse, who used to be with the Nelk Boys, was telling me about it.
Really?
He's like, bro, I don't know. He took one right before. He's like, I'm addicted to this shit. He's like, I can't live off of these. They're at the fucking gas station.
I miss getting fucked up. So, I mean,
this shit is like, right,
appealing.
what's the name of this shit that's in here? Oh, kava leaf and kratom leaf.
So you're saying I take that and I do
It
work,
gets you fucking
I take that,
zooted and focused.
Okay.
I haven't, you took half, right? How'd you feel? Weren't you all fucking like...
I've taken some kratom.
Yeah,
I've taken a little kratom.
So, because I guess that shit was illegal for a long time, and it became legal, and these guys are just fucking... These fuckers are just slanging this shit. I just wonder what's worse, that or the honey pack, or the rhino juice that you get at the gas
taking
station.
those?
I've done a honey pack and a rhino juice before.
Was it insane?
It works. You know, we take Blue Chew over here though. Promo code Bootleg. You know what I mean?
I'm all natural, dude. I can't do it.
I can assume though, if you get to the point where like, you know, you're 50 and you still got to get that thing going. You know what I mean?
I hope that my survival isn't based on being able to get a boner on camera by the time I'm 50. But yeah, I don't really have many problems on camera, so I'm trying not to jinx it by taking shit.
With the guys who do have problems on camera, do they usually take Viagra or do they take will they do a honey pack?
I honestly have no idea. I actually had a porn star the other day telling me that the honey pack is fire.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't it tastes fucking disgusting.
Really?
But they're readily available all over LA at every gas station. So
Wow. People give me that shit all the time. I still never took one.
See, the whole thing is like, I feel like nowadays it's more acceptable for younger men to do that shit.
I know, they're fucking crazy.
So I have homies of mine who are like dependent. If they're gonna fuck, they're like, I gotta get a honey pack.
I know dudes who take Viagra every time they fuck, and it blows my mind. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you want to put yourself in that position?
And so now every time you fuck, it's almost like it's a mental thing that you think you're gonna have to take fucking Viagra.
Yeah, I was born horny.
One of my homies, like one of my best friends in the world, he goes to Mexico once a month and gets bottles of Viagra and like for himself. And I'm like, bro, like that can't be good for your heart.
I don't want to be reliant on anything. I'm already relying on fucking coffee and weed. So
yeah, are you still dieting?
Yeah, so that's fuck up sometimes. Like I would be in chiseled shape right now if for the last 6 months I had actually been on it, but instead, you know,
well, because you were doing like the eggs every morning, and
yeah, I've been eating eggs.
You lost a lot of weight.
Eggs and bacon every morning for like my whole fucking life. But then I have like a meal prep place that I use. But then, you know, I'll just fuck up. Like last Saturday, I ate a fucking pint of Ben and Jerry's.
Dude, I'm opening a pizza restaurant across the street from Porto's.
Really?
Yeah, and I just know I'm about to.
You got a bunch of partners on that, or how's that look?
Just two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
you know
dope.
S.
Congrats. I do, yeah.
The Armenian?
Yep.
He used to roll 80. He's one of my partners.
Oh, that's dope.
And then my guy who's the pizza man, Justin La Piazza.
I want to open a shawarma restaurant out here.
I mean, there's a lot of those.
Yeah, but I feel like I could do it different because I used to go to the halal trucks in New York.
Yeah.
And they were so sick, and I feel like I've never
There's
found...
nothing like that here.
I've never found one that captured exactly what made those things
special. You could open a restaurant and just call it Halal Truck. It could be a brick and mortar spot.
That's a good brand name.
Halal
Because
Truck.
they have halal guys out here. I think that's part of the problem. I love the halal shit, but it's not that popular out here.
It's not fucking with New York. Nah, there's nothing like...
If you see 100 food trucks out here, 90 of them are taco trucks.
100%. No, if we're in Austin and they had the halal trucks on 6th Street, right? Yeah.
Oh, really? I haven't had Austin halal.
I mean, it's similar to New York. You get the fucking falafel fucking pita.
I used to worship that shit.
No, it's great. No, and then if you got to do it in the Valley, they got a good halal spot in Encino that's really good. My Jewish homie took me there. Shit was fire.
I order different halal places off Postmates from time to time, and
Postmates ain't it, man.
never really hits the way I want it to.
I feel like nothing on Postmates hits the way you want it to.
Yeah.
It's always a little hot or a little fucking cold. It just gets thrown in like I never can do a salad on Postmates.
But there are certain things like what's it called? Fucking nachos. You would never want to order nachos on Postmates, right? Because 20 minutes after the nachos come out, it's going to be the shit. This is what you do. You turn the oven on while the shit's on the way to you, and then you throw those nachos in the oven.
Depends if you got sour cream on your nachos. You don't want sour cream in the oven.
What's the oven going to do to the sour cream? It's just going to crisp
I want
it
my
up.
sour cream cold, man.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But you say no sour cream, then you put your own sour cream on after. Or sour cream on the side. Boom.
No sour cream.
Problem fixed.